This sun now is so bright, it's beautiful. It'll probably rain in 5 seconds, but we should be all right. So I spoke to you a few years ago. You were already up and running. You're doing incredibly well with the football camps. In the last 4 years, you're saying how many, like 1,300 kids have been through?
Yeah, about 1,300, 1,500 have been through. Like, yeah, between Greystones, Kilcool, around the surrounding areas, Charlesland, we've kind of picked up that number, so it's absolutely fantastic.
That's got to be a good kick, because you came over here from Nigeria when you were 11. By 14, you were playing professionally. That kick that a kid gets from just getting out there and you know, any chance at all to sort of prove themselves and to be better as a player and all that, it's a very joyful thing. So I would say for you being in this position, it's got to be like being Santa. Like every kid gets a kick out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, it's fantastic. You know, it's been growing immensely, and obviously when you see the kids grow, some of the kids that come to us when they're about 10 and then they're 14, they kind of become more teenagers, and you meet them on the street and you kind of have a little chat. It's good to see all that. And then obviously we've got new kids that come to us from the age of 4 going up. It kind of reminds me of what I was as a kid, because I got picked up from playing, from doing football camps myself.
Right.
That's where I got scouted, really. So, you know, so it just reminded me of that time that I got the opportunity to get, you know, just playing around, and then someone seeing you, and then you get moved from there to the other. And we're giving that kind of platform to kids. You know, that's where it is as well. So sometimes if we do see kids that are at a level, we do let teams know at a higher level that maybe this kid, this boy or girl is good, or listen. So like again, obviously we're not just focusing on the footballing side of it, it's the human side of the kids as well.
Well, a huge amount of character building and just the teamwork literally is the key to it, and being able to be part of, lead up to a goal is as important as taking the goal itself. And off the pitch as well, like I said, off the pitch, getting the kids to help out, picking up cones at the end, just doing stuff that I always doing as a kid with my managers, you know, helping the coaches out, bringing whatever bag they need to wherever they need, to the car or something like that. So we kind of implement that at the end of each camp. So we're teaching them, you know, because obviously these days kids are a little bit more like, they don't do anything, you know what I mean? You know, I'm kind of getting used to it, you know. But we try and encourage that, you know what I mean, that they do understand the human side of things, how to be helpful and noise. Football is obviously a big part, but at the same time, you want to be bringing up better humans, you know. Before we move on to your wonderful American experience last year, we should just say too that I always think one of the greatest things about football is that, you know, a goal, it doesn't matter how many people are watching you or how many people are in, you know, the stadium or what level it's at, a goal always feels incredible. It can be, you know, just a kick around, or it can be, you know, a World Cup final. Just that idea that all the different variations you got there in that moment. So I would think, again, you're probably just part of a lot of that feeling for a lot of kids, where they get to sort of have their actual glorious moment.
The euphoria is amazing. Even for me as an adult, you know, when you there's something to do with that square goal and banging it in, you know, there's something to do with it, and then the net, you know, tangles a little bit. You feel that fizzle. There's something about it. It's the kids, like I said, they get it. It's euphoric. Like we now kind of play a lot of small mini games with the kids in the camp, small like matches. We call it like a 3v3 or 4v5, just to get them a lot of goals and get them a feel of the game and stuff like that. So we've kind of incorporated. We've evolved the camp so much in the last 4 years, you know, because obviously as the more you grow as an individual, the more you kind of like add to what you know, the goals and ambitions that you had 4 years ago isn't what you have now. Do you know what I mean? So you're constantly growing and evolving. You know what I mean?
Well, that's it. Like, you're always learning. I know even for you now. I mentioned America, and that you're over there for Everton FC, and even then you found yourself like you're learning things all the time. You may be teaching, but you're also learning, especially in moments like that where you're, you know, out in the States at that sort of high level of coaching. How is that out there for you?
Yeah, it's that's the first time I've ever left Ireland to coach as a coach. I've played outside Ireland. I've played in Spain, played in England, but I've never really gone out as a coach. You know, this is my first time kind of doing it as a coach. You know, so it was an incredible experience. You know, things were done a little bit different than I would normally do. Some things I do are good, and some things I do needs improvement.
Well,
you know what I mean?
They have guns over there as an incentive. That will make you try harder when the coach has a gun.
Funny story, actually. The first day I landed in Colorado.
Right.
And obviously it's a state where you can have guns, you know. And I didn't know what's going on. I just went to like a restaurant to grab, because I landed and I was kind of hungry. I went to a restaurant to pick up some food. I can't remember the name of the restaurant anyways, you know. But something like a little small takeaway, you know. And a gentleman was kind of had his gun to the side. Like, that's my first time seeing a gun, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, you know.
Different world.
I don't want to mess with him anyways, you know.
If he wants one of my chips, you can have them.
Yeah. I might not make it back, you know.
Here, let me pay that for you.
Yeah.
But was there any fear in regard to just, you know, your first time coaching? It's a big deal to be over in the States and that they brought you that far. Was there any kind of fear in you about living up to what they hoped you'd bring, or?
No, not at all, not at all. Like I said, as a coach, we all have our own strengths and weaknesses, you know. Obviously, I brought my strength to the table, and I was able to kind of, you know, see my weaknesses as well while watching other coaches coach, you know.
Right.
Because over here, like, you know, I'm kind of most highest qualified coaches, even in the branch where I work, where I coach and during the day, and whatever I do, I'm quite elite around the area. So I never really have coaches who have way more capacity than I do, you know. So I get to see one or two do their stuff, but like I said, overall, it's just it's just a different way of seeing things, you know.
Okay.
Just different environment. I wouldn't say it's the coaching that really surprised me. It's just on how they've done things.
Right.
It's a little bit different. Not that America they don't have better players. They don't have like they're hoping to get a lot of knowledge from us, like, you know what I mean. But you're able to see how things were done on the other side and how people lived and the lifestyle and how things. So I was able to kind of, you know, learn. Obviously, when you're there, you don't really understand till I came back and analyzed the trip and that. You're like, okay. You know, this is some good stuff there, and then this is obviously some stuff that you won't take home with you, you know?
You kind of think, you know, that ultimately you just, you know, say to the player, you need to take that ball and put it in the net over there. It's kind of universal, but I'm curious to know if there was things you felt that they were surprised you told them, or is it all the small detail that you're dealing with?
They play well, they call it soccer over there. They play football. A bit weird. They play like American football. They go from back to front. You know what I mean? It's all about how quickly can you score a goal.
Okay.
But over here, when I'm coaching, you know, kids how to go from back to middle, from middle to front. So there's a little, you know,
bit of structure to it. You've got a chance of building up.
But for them, it's all about how quickly can you go. Can you throw that ball? It's like a touchdown, you know what I mean? They kind of treat football like a soccer, like a touchdown, you know. But that's the only difference, you know what I mean? They you know, they're more direct approach to the game, you know. But that's just the way they, you know, that's the way they see the game. Nothing wrong with that, you know.
You've been blessed now to always have, you know, wonderful locations. I know most recently the SEK up in Winegates, and that you seem to have. I don't know if you feel that you've established a strong kind of presence, or whether you're always. I don't know if there's always that feeling like I could do more. I need to get my name out more, because to me you seem like one of the main football kind of camps that are around. How does it feel for you? Is it? Yeah,
like I said, I'm probably the only individual doing it, because everyone else is a club and they have a lot of backing behind them and stuff like that. So for us to compete with them around the area and still get, you know, the great numbers that we get, it's something to take pride of. You know what I mean? And listen, obviously we would like to kind of grow the program itself, and we're not afraid to kind of go to different locations as well. If an opportunity opens up. So someone might ring you and say, oh, by the way, I have this facility, would you like to do your camps there? We'll just bring it there if it works out well. And we obviously would like to go into schools a lot more, like, and get our coaches going into schools and delivering sessions in school for free. Because we believe that could be a way of getting into the
get them to be aware of what's available and what they can.
At the moment we're not in it, so we're looking in a way of, you know, obviously everything is financed, you know what I mean, but we're looking to find a way, if we got a way of kind of doing it for schools for free, maybe go once a month to a different school and deliver some sessions for free.
Well, we'll include your email here if any of the schools want to kind of follow that up. It'll be quite easy for them to get in touch with you. We should sort of wrap up by saying, I always just think that football is one of those things, like a career in music, that, you know, as much as actual success can be difficult, and there's, you know, there's so many hurdles really to get through before you'll get to a level of you know, earning a great living from it. The bottom line is, it is a joy to be able to do this. Like, whether it's singing a song on stage or playing a football match at any level, there is just joy involved, really, and that is the key to it. I think it brings that kind of kick to people.
Like, even as a coach, I get that euphoria. To be honest, like, to be for coaching in football and making a small bit of living from it is a joy, because that's what I love to do. It doesn't feel like a job. you know what I mean? When I'm out
Right.
there, it's like, it's great, you know what I mean? You're out in the air, you're coaching kids, and that ball is moving around. It's pretty amazing. I'm sure as a player, the players feel the same thing. You know, what a privilege to be able to do that. And listen, there will be one or two that, for me, obviously, if I can help one or two to go on to become superstars, that's a huge priority of mine as well.
Yeah.
You know, because I want to be able to, at some stage, be able to produce a line of footballers that have succeeded more than I have. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was one of my main goals. You know what I mean? On top of, you know, I would love to, you know, one day in 10 years' time, go, oh, like, this Irish international footballer from Greystones, this boy or girl playing for Ireland, or from Bray, or from Kilcool, or from surrounding areas, Charlesland. These are quite important for me. Do you know what I mean? That we kind of, because obviously the more, if you get one superstar, the whole town get known about. You know what I mean?
Right.
World, nationwide or worldwide.
Sure.
You know? So it's very important for me to be able to, you know, if you see a talent, be able to nurture that talent as well.
Yeah.
But listen, our camps are for all levels. Our sessions are very, very similar for all levels. The only difference is you regress and progress depending on the quality. That's all. You know. So. You know.
I suppose the very final thing is I have a nephew who's crazy about football, but he's really, really bad at it. Is there a way of, I don't know how to tell him, I buy him a tennis racket for his birthday, I kind of get him other toys.
Yeah, he's not.
Is there any way of letting the kid down if he just doesn't seem to have it in him to play? You can tell me off camera, I'm sure you have a secret way.